Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Yesterday we had Snapshot 15W39C. It is the third one of this week and I haven't been reporting on them because there's not been too much to report about. However, I wanted to make this little video, bring you up to speed on what's been going on. The guys over at Mojang are out on a company workshop at the moment, so Dinnerbone is the only person working on the game and he's working on bug fixes and optimization, which is why we're in the Hermitcraft world right now. This is actually a backup of it running on my computer, and the first thing that we're going to do is a little bit of an FPS test and comparison between the snapshots and 1.8 because they have been optimizing the game, and Dinnerbone said that there might be a big FPS increase for those of you that don't have powerful computers. Now I have a relatively decent computer, so for me this test probably isn't going to prove too much, but we're going to start off in this snapshot. So when looking in this direction we have around 90 frames per second, that looks like, and then when we turn around and we're not facing all of the redstone and the hoppers that are back there, we jump up to around 120 odd FPS a second. It looked like it was going to go up a little bit more there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll back to the last week's snapshot and see what the FPS is like there. So now we're in last week's snapshot and the FPS is actually fluctuating quite a bit here. Sometimes it jumps up to around 100, sometimes it jumps down to about 70, but I'd say on average is probably around 80 to 85 frames per second, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. So let's turn around and look in this direction, and I found that we get around 110 FPS, which seems to be what we're getting at the moment as well. So a slight performance boost, but let's compare both of these to 1.8.8. Once again, the game has been given plenty of time to load. When I look in this direction over here, I get an average of around 70 frames per second. It does jump up and down a fair bit. And when we turn around, we don't get quite the big boost that we had before. It jumps up to around 80 frames per second, but usually no higher than that. At the moment, just around 75 to 70, which is interesting stuff. And I know that this is a crude test, but it's a clear indication that all the changes and optimization and bug fixing they're doing is going in the right direction, and 1.9 is going to perform a lot better. So there are some bug fixes that are worth talking about. This next one I would almost call a feature. Let's walk back into these dispensers and check it out. I got myself a big old dragon's head on right there, and that's because the dispensers will now work with the mob heads. Now this applies to pumpkins as well, so let's go and put a pumpkin inside of this dispenser and then walk onto it, and we get ourselves pumpkin vision, which is no good. So we'll take that off, but yeah, they all work with the dispensers, which is really cool. This next one, I kind of understand what the bug is, but I don't see it being fixed in this snapshot, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. So you have an activator rail here, we have a minecart on it. When a player's in a minecart going over an activator rail, they should get ejected outside, and it's usually random, which is what I'm seeing right now. If we just get in from different places, we sort of get ejected all over the place, and the bug fix is supposed to make this consistent. So there's a chance that I don't understand what's going here, or maybe it wasn't quite fixed. But you can see they are working on the game and all sorts of different parts of it. So now I'd like to talk to you about these item elevators. This one right here was recently patched, and now the fix for it has been patched as well, and the community reaction was a little bit negative on this one, and I think we all made a mistake of assuming that Mojang were patching the item elevators themselves. Now these are bug exploits. They've always been bug exploits, and they've been in the game for so long now that we treat it like they're supposed to be there. And they were fixing bugs that are kind of related to this, but as a consequence we lost the item elevators. So I think we should look at this as an opportunity to create some new and interesting ways of moving items up in the game. Of course we still have the droppers, those sorts of designs work absolutely fine, but yes, we shouldn't see this as too much of a negative thing, because what it's fixed is quite important. Now I'm going to give you a demonstration of it working and when it's not working as well. If we stand on top of this piston, we get pushed up, we fall back down, it's all good. But before, you'd be able to glitch inside of the piston, and also this retains to all sorts of entities. So for example, we use this with shifting floors to let the mobs fall through them, and also like villagers and stuff used to glitch into the ground. A lot of people have had, trading villagers and seen them disappear because of this bug, and it's one that's now been fixed. But I would recommend checking out a video by Panda, which I'll put a link to in the description box. We'll explain the bug in a lot more detail and the different things that it affected, because it has actually eliminated a lot of nasty things. And unfortunately we lost the item elevators as well, but they were always bug exploits, and I think we just need to be positive and think about making some new designs. And I did forget to show it, didn't I? Check it out. So this is what happens now they just get pushed away by the door when it closes, so that is unfortunately broken. Anyway, that's going to be it from me of this video. Hope you've enjoyed the update. I know there's not been too much to report on, but I like to keep you all informed as to what's going on, and so be sure to check out Panda's video as well. Links are all down there in the description box. That's it from me this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.